Last night, I was at a wedding for a few hours. And honestly, it felt like all of my stress, everything that I was worrying about, just vanished into thin air. I was surrounded by some of my childhood friends and some of my best friends that I've known since college. People I hadn't seen in years because I've been working on my businesses. And that's kind of when it hit me. This is the kind of wealth that I've really been chasing. We talk a lot about money on this channel, but real wealth goes way beyond just your bank account. Because if you really think about it, the money that we're striving to make, the financial freedom that we're striving to make, is actually just for time freedom. So that we can do the things that we wanted to do without the guilt of not working, without the guilt of not handling our responsibilities as we get older. Now, just for perspective, I'm 23 years old. A millionaire from YouTube and real estate, still in college part-time because I do still want a backup plan. And I also enjoy learning. But most days, I just play video games. What I used to think that wealth was basically just money. I thought I would just hustle, put money first, nothing else mattered, my friends were second tier, and that I would sacrifice everything to make this work because even people that do that, sometimes it doesn't work. And so in exchange, I decided to trade time and peace for this progress. But now that I have some time to kind of look back at it, especially with this wedding, since there's no music in my ears, there's nothing going on besides what's in front of me, I thought that wealth really was just hitting six figures or owning a house by 25, which now I own two. But last night I was reminded that this is what I was building up to. I wanted to be able to hang out with friends and be able to spend money on ourselves, on our experiences, and these sorts of moments. So honestly, I just enjoyed every ounce of it. Now, there is a reason I'm telling you this, because I feel like a lot of us, especially if you're already on your entrepreneurial journey with whatever it is that you're working on, we get caught up in it, right? We see the results. We start seeing a little bit of something, whether it's money, whether it's progress. It comes in different shapes and forms, but some of us really do get caught up in it and then we lose what we started out with. Like I myself can confidently say I've lost a lot of high school friends. Would they consider me a friend? Probably, but more than that, probably not. I don't even know if I can reach out to some of them. But at that moment, just imagine seeing your old friends from high school, your old friends that you used to go to school with, laughing and catching up with each other without a care in the world. That is exactly what I was aiming for. And that feeling of just kind of belonging, like they treated me like I was family. No one cared even what I had achieved. It was just something that I mentioned because they were curious about where I've been and why I haven't been reaching out to them. They cared more the fact that I was willing to just hang out again, just like nothing changed. It's no different to when we were in the back of the classroom making jokes and laughing our minds out. And that's also when I remembered that we were still us. We were a little bit older. They had cars. They had a bit more money and they have a whole career ahead of them. But they were still them. That night was amazing. Basically, the breakdown from what happened that night is I reunited with them and we hung out that entire night after that wedding. We drove around the streets of my city and we just caught up and we just had fun. We got drinks. It was great. In my opinion, this type of wealth is a type of wealth that doesn't get talked about a lot. In social media, all we talk about is financial wealth. I have been seeing a little bit of fitness wealth as well, being in the whole fitness scene. But I don't really see a lot about the socializing. I see a lot of people talking about, oh, cut off your friends. You know, they're in your way. But I think some friendships are meant to be sustained. Connection really does reset you. And in my opinion, or rather my experience, these friends of mine, whether it was my high school best friends or it was the new friends that I've made in college so far as I attend part-time, they're the reason I'm kind of sane after doing everything that it is I do and after aiming even higher than I am right now, because that break, that turn off from the business, that turn off from everything that I was up to, that stress that I was feeling like I'm not where I'm supposed to be, it turns off, even if it's for a minute, an hour, a few hours, and then I'm re-energized. And so going back to that wedding night, this happened yesterday, just for context. That's why it's kind of right on my mind. But that night didn't just make me richer in dollars, it made me wealthier in a way that I hadn't felt in the last few years. I don't remember the last time I even hung out like that, where it's just me and a group of friends and we don't really care about what we do. Nowadays, it's usually filled with a bunch of business friends and a bunch of people that are aiming very high up and the same goals that I have. And in that scenario, in that wedding, like, it didn't matter about what our goals were. It just mattered that we wanted to enjoy the moment together, the time together, and just reunite. But in my opinion, I think friendships really are a pillar of true wealth. Whether it's that type of friendship or even a business friendship, it can go a long way. I've met some really nice friends through business as well. And we talk about stuff besides business. We talk about YouTube channels where we just play video games and we don't care if it makes money because it's fun, right? These are some of the dreams we've all had. And so I just wanted to discuss how easy it was to neglect them during the grind. So you guys probably have some friends like that too. When was the last time you talked to them? When was the last time you reached out to them not to talk about business or, oh, what were you up to? Or like, oh, what's your major? How was your family, right? How have you been? What kind of hobbies are you into now? These are the type of things that I put a lot of value into because that's also in another direction how I'm improving my own life, such as biking. I got a gym membership. I haven't gone in the last 3 days. Kind of bummed out about that, but I think after I record some of these sessions of yapping, you know what, screw it, I might go biking, right? I might just do it. It is all about taking action. But honestly, shout out to those friends, bro, because don't forget, when you were at your lowest, aka your least wealth, your lowest whatever, they didn't care. You know, they were with you end of the day. And sure, that you might not be able to bring them with you because not everybody comes with you on this journey. Still be friends with them. It doesn't have to be that deep, right? Check up on them. See what they're doing. Wealth is who you can call when your life is basically falling apart. Who still laughs at your dumb jokes. Even back in high school up until now. These are the genuine friends that I think you should keep around you. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I know a lot of people, a lot of you guys probably don't have people like this. And before yesterday, I thought I didn't either. Which is why I'm discussing it. A lot of my old high school friends that I cut ties with them. Not literally, but I just faded out of their lives and they faded out of mine. And so I didn't know that I still had people that wanted to do these kind of things with me, and I thought I had to make new ones. And that is very hard, okay? Especially in college. I don't even go to a normal like college. I go to a commuter college, which means like people just commute over, take their class, leave to go to work, okay? There isn't a lot of campus life stuff to do in my college because they're all just in and out. And so it is very difficult to make these real friendships, not friendships where like, oh, if you get an internship, put me on. No, like, oh, let's hang out, let's get drinks together. Those type of relationships are the most purest relationships that I think everyone should cherish. Beyond friendships, though, just in case, you know, some of you guys don't really have that. And even in my degree, like, I don't know when the next time I'm going to see them. We promised to make plans together, but, you know, only time will tell. But other forms of wealth is also health and habits. These are two forms of wealth that I see some people talk about, but they don't call it wealth. Basically, your mental and physical look are directly linked to how much money you make. If you have better habits, better rest, better exercise, better sleep, which I suck at, okay? You don't have to be perfect at it. You just have to, you know, it's just like a business. You don't have to be perfect at the business. You just have to take one step forward every single day until you hit a point. Then you scale, right? So what's the point of hitting $10,000 a month if you're lonely, tired, and numb? Like, really think about that. You need something to do during that time. And for some people, it's hobbies. Some people, it's health, like the gym. There are tons of things, and it doesn't have to be that way. Like, your gym could be biking. My gym used to be biking until I actually got a gym membership because I wanted to get a little bit stronger. Okay? That's the type of thinking I'm talking about. But honestly, yeah, money is really just the tip of an iceberg, while underneath it is relationships, health, peace, purpose, all that stuff. So it ties all back. But overall, last night really did remind me that if I lose all of this to chase money, what the hell am I even building? Like, I'm so serious. What am I even building for? So, I'm redefining wealth as not only money, but also just friendships, memories, habits, health, and just refining every aspect about my life to just make my life better. Simple. Money matters, but it's meaningless without people to share it with. And if you don't have friends, you have family. And if you don't have a good relationship with them, start now. You know how, like your parents, you know how long they're going to be living for? Not that long. Like really zoom out. So enjoy it. Keep the habits alive and just, text that friend. Text that person that you miss. And it might really be more worth than what's in your wallet. If this helped you out in any shape or form, feel free to subscribe. I love making these. Genuinely just sharing my thoughts while just playing some video games. So if you guys enjoy these, let me know if I should talk about anything that's on your guys' minds. Because we probably share a lot of the same things, especially if we're both trying to make it in life. But hey, stay safe, y'all.